Hello everyone. So today we are going to start a new series, that is Linux series. So in this series we will cover from basic to advanced what is Linux and what are the commands of Linux and how Linux is used in most companies. And Linux is a favorite operating system of many companies because it's free to use, that is it's open source. So let me start about the introduction from the introduction. So my name is Pankaj Hapade and we are going to start a new series, that is Linux series. Okay, so let me talk why Linux is important for DevOps and also what is Linux. So first we talk about the what is Linux. So talking about the Linux, so Linux is an operating system that is used widely, that is mostly used in companies, and it's an open source operating system, that is anyone can use it, distribute it, and it has a license, that is a general public license, that is anybody can use, distribute, that is various distributions are available of Linux, that is Ubuntu, Amazon Linux, RHEL, that is Red Hat Enterprise Linux, Fedora. There are many distributions of Linux that are available in the market. So currently we are studying the Ubuntu, that is the most popular Linux distro. Okay, so also there are various features of Linux, so that's why it's we are very different from other paid operating system like Windows. So we can say that is what are the features of what are the features of Linux OS. Okay. So there is also a Linux kernel. Its name is similar to Linux operating system. So what does the Linux kernel do? So Linux kernel is a core of the Linux operating system, and it helps to communicate with the hardware. That is the core of the operating system, and it's very important, and we can say it's the heart of the Linux operating system. Okay, so Linux kernel is written in C language, and as you know, C language is very fast, so it's written in C language. Oh, and Linux was invented by Linus Torvalds. Okay, Linus Torvalds. Hence the name in 1991. Okay, hence the name of Linux is Linux. Okay, it came from the name that is Linux. Okay, in 1991, and it's similar like you and the Linux operating system. It's similar to the Unix operating system. Unix is a proprietary operating system, that is it's a paid operating system that was developed, and Linus Torvalds made similar looking operating system, that is Linux, that we call as the Linux. From 1991, it is open source, that is available for everyone to use, and also it's we can say that a paid enterprise level operating system that is of Linux are RHEL, that is Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It's a paid operating system and it is used by the enterprises mostly. And Amazon Linux, see it is offered by the AWS. So Amazon Linux is an operating system that is offered by AWS, and it offers many more features than Ubuntu because it has some pre-installed software, like we have to install the softwares like uh, you can say Amazon CLI. So we have to install in Ubuntu, but we don't have to install in Amazon Linux because Amazon Linux will give it pre-installed. Okay, and also there are like for hacking there is a Kali Linux or Parrot. There are various distributions of Linux are there. Okay, so let me talk about the features of Linux. So first feature is see so first feature is open source. It's an open source. Okay, open source means anybody can use, as I told earlier, that anybody can use, distribute and modify the Linux kernel and also the Linux operating system. See, what is operating system? See, operating system is a fully functional OS. Okay, it means that it has utilities like software also, uh, and also various other features, like so it becomes the Linux operating system. See, there are also Linux serverless headless operating system, that is in AWS we use the Linux, that is the Ubuntu. There are two versions of Ubuntu, we can say that is the server. See, Linux server version, and the second one is desktop. Okay, so when we install the Ubuntu software using the VMware, that is VMware or VirtualBox. Okay, VirtualBox. Uh, when we install that Ubuntu, then we are installing the desktop version of Ubuntu operating system. That means it's a full operating system. That means it has the desktop like environment and all of that. But when we install Ubuntu in our AWS, so it's a server version. That is, it does not have any desktop GUI or anything. It's a headless. We can say it's a headless operating system. Okay, headless. Headless means it does not have any GUI. Okay, so in AWS we will be using the server version of Ubuntu, and in VMware or VirtualBox we are using the desktop version. Okay, so features of Linux, that it's an open source. Okay, and it is much faster than the Windows operating system. Okay, also it supports the multi-user. Multi-user. So what does multi-user mean? See, multi-user means it can have multiple users concurrently at same time and can access the OS concurrently. But in Windows, we can see in Windows, if I log in from my computer, okay, if I have Windows server and if I log in from my PC, then the other person working in that accessing that Windows server will be logged out. Okay, so that's the concept of Windows operating system. Okay, and Linux support multiple users. Okay, and then multitasking, we can say that multitasking, that is, we can do multitasking in Linux, like we can install multiple software at the same times. See, we can open multiple terminals in the Linux operating system, and we can install multiple software at a time. So this is the feature, we can say that. And it has a feature that is secure Linux. That is, secure means SA Linux. SA Linux, it's a Linux security module that control access to files or data. That means it's just like an antivirus. So we don't have to install any antivirus in Linux operating system. It's a pre-built. Okay, it's a pre-built that is in the Linux operating system. We can say that. In Windows, we have to install the antivirus also. Then we have to take care of that. If any bug comes or not bug comes, then the Windows Microsoft will fix that bug. Okay, but in Linux, the bug is fixed at the real time. The bug is fixed because the more people contribute in the Linux operating system. Okay, there are multiple collaborations, we can say that. And Ubuntu is maintained by Canonical. Okay, so Canonical is a company that maintain the Ubuntu operating system. Okay, and we can say that last is customizable. Okay, last feature is customizable. See, customizable, it means that we as a user modify the I can modify any change in the Linux kernel. That is, I want this package only, and I don't want many packages. I want a lightweight operating system, so I can delete that package, and I can have the lightweight version of Linux operating system. So I can customize this. And Linux has a general public license. So it means that I can do everything with the Linux operating system. But the general public license, what does it say? It says that we have to when we are distributing the software, we have to disclose the source code also. Okay, so general public license has this mandatory thing, that is, we have to disclose the source code. Okay, there are many types of license. When you create a repository in GitHub, there are many options are available. That is, which type of license do you want to use, like MIT license, Apache license. So there are many types of license. Okay, and last one is software updates. See, software updates in Windows, you have seen that updates are compulsory. That means if you do not do updates, then the Windows will prompt you that you have to update the software, and that software update can come in any time. That means it will not stop. It will not stop manually. It will not stop automatically. You have to manually stop that, and it will do automatically. Okay, but in Linux we have the power, that is, we can stop any update, and when we want to update the system, it will update the system. In Windows, we have seen that the blue screen will come, and then it says Windows is updating. Okay, so these are the features of Linux. And see, why Linux is important for DevOps. See, Linux is very important for DevOps because it's the uh, because whole DevOps is based on Linux. Okay, it means that all the things which we are all softwares which we are deploying on the servers, that servers are based on the Linux operating system also. Okay, so that's why the Linux is most important for DevOps, and there are various commands of Linux. So we will see that in the next video. There are multiple commands of Linux, and there are multiple commands, but we will have to learn only some commands because we cannot learn every command. So we will focus on that command that is important for us. Okay, so now let's create a so now I will tell you how to create a Ubuntu of Ubuntu OS, okay, in AWS. Okay, so I will now teach you that. Okay, so first you should have a valid AWS account. Okay, so now I will go to AWS. So I will write AWS console. Okay, so I have written the AWS console. Okay, so I have written the AWS console. So I will click the first link. See, first of all you should have a AWS account, and you can create an AWS account from any other video. There are multiple videos in YouTube, or I can create my video that how to create an AWS account. Okay, so don't worry about that. So let me sign into AWS. I think it's a little bit slow. So now console.aws.com console/home. Okay, so we have to create an EC2 instance. That is, EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. That is, it's an AWS service that helps you to create a virtual servers in cloud. Okay, I think it's taking so much time. See, okay, see, this is the IAM user. That is, IAM is a service in AWS. I will teach you in the upcoming sessions what is IAM and how we create IAM rule. Okay, in the next, don't worry about that. So I will sign in. Okay, so I am signing into my AWS account. So this is the UI of signing. Okay, okay, so now we will able to see the UI of AWS. How does AWS look? Okay, see, so now let's click on the EC2, that is EC2 is a service. Okay, so it's Amazon Elastic. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, so now we will launch an instance. So we just have to fill a form to launch an EC2 instance. Okay, so we will give an instance name that is Ubuntu, and we will see there are many images of many Amazon images. We can say that Amazon machine image. So AMI stands for Amazon machine image, and these are the Amazon machine image, and these are of various distributions of Linux, and this is of Windows. So there are various versions. Like this is of Mac OS, that is a paid. So I will select the Ubuntu. So you just have to select the image. So see, there are many versions. We can say that of server. So we are selecting the latest, that is Ubuntu Server 24.04, that LTS. Okay, long-term support. So architecture, there are different architectures like ARM architecture and x86. So x86 we are selecting because it has many advantages over ARM. Okay, so instance type. So we are selecting T2.micro. That is, it's having one CPU and 1 GB of RAM. Okay, it's a free, so we are using this. And we have to select a key pair. So let's now create a key pair. So I will create a key pair, that is Ubuntu key pair. Okay, Ubuntu key pair, and you should select the RSA, and private key file format should be PEM if we are using the Open SSH. If you are using other softwares like Putty or any other software, so you can use a .ppk. But we are accessing our EC2 instance from our PowerShell, so we are using the .pem. Okay, so now click create key pair. Okay, so network setting, so it should be default, and you should allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Okay, if you want a server to run on that EC2 instance, so you can allow the HTTP traffic. Okay, so 8 GB is default, and it's a root volume. Okay, so I will launch an instance. So our port 22 is enabled. So port 22 is SSH, that is secure shell, so that we can access our EC2 instance. If that port is not enabled, then you cannot access the EC2 instance. Okay, it is pending now. So when the instance state will be running, we will access that instance. So it's running, it's pending. So it's now running. So I will select that instance. I will click the connect button, and I will select a. So see, you have a key pair. So first you have to run this command to ensure that key pair is not publicly visible. Okay, publicly viewable. So see, I will open the terminal. Open my terminal. So I open my terminal. So this is my PowerShell 7.5.1. You can use other softwares like Git Bash. Okay, so I will go to downloads folder. Okay, I will go to download folder, and see there are see your key pair file is in downloads folder. So I will run this command. I will run this command chmod 400. That is, I will tell you what is chmod, other things. Okay, chmod will not work here because it's an PowerShell. So what will I have to do is I have to open a Git Bash. Okay, so we will use a Git Bash software, because PowerShell is not supporting PowerShell. We can access the SSH, because SSH you can see, you can write SSH and you can say SSH is there or not. See, after I type the SSH, so we can say SSH is installed. Okay, so we will change the chmod settings from now here. See, we will go to downloads. We will go to downloads, and now we will run the chmod command here. Okay, chmod. See, I have run the chmod command, and now what I will do, I will run this command ssh. Okay, now let's try to see, it's asking that to connect. So I will type yes. So after I type yes, see, I am in my Ubuntu EC2 instance. Okay, so how I will know that I am in Ubuntu EC2 instance? You can see the IP. This is the private IP of my EC2 instance. If you want to know the public IP of my EC2 instance, you can write curl ifconfig. This is a command. See, this is my public IP. Okay, this is my private IP. So you can know. See, you can type the command, that is who am I, that is who is the user. So my user is Ubuntu, my username is Ubuntu. You can create multiple users in, as I said in the features, that is you can create multiple users and concurrently multiple users can access the instance. Okay, so this is how you create an Ubuntu EC2 instance. So in the next video we will learn how to use commands and modify files. Okay, so that's all about this video. So we will meet in next video. Okay, thank you.